Today on Beavertown Outdoors, we got pallets. Hello again, friends. Welcome to another edition of Beavertown Outdoors. I'm John. I'm out here at the beautiful Beavertown compound near the old wood yard. And today I've got a load of pallets that I picked up. I've got a supplier nearby that they have large quantities of very nice pallets that, because of some shipping rules, they can't reuse them. So they have to get rid of them. And through some various connections I have, I got on their list of people who get pallets on a regular basis. So I got them here, went and picked them up this morning, and well, I've got some of them here. This is one stack of them. But basically what I do is I go there once a month and I take about 60 pallets at a time. Probably could do a little bit more, but that seems to be a good number that I can haul without raising any attention on the way home, and I can get them offloaded here fairly easy. So as you can see, the Griffin dump trailer is full. Now these ones that are over here, these were all ones that I stacked. So basically they come out, they actually bring out a high-low and load these up a stack at a time. Each one of these stacks is 15. And then we put another, I take another stack and basically use that to fill in on the sides, on the back, basically stuff this thing full of pallets, and that way I can get the most here in a single trip. But these pallets they're very nice. The best thing about these is their size. They're an even size. They're a square pallet. They're 48 by 48, which works really well to stack firewood. Because you put two of these together end to end, with it being 4 foot wide, you can stack 3 rows wide and 8 foot long. And we all know that equals out the magic numbers when you do the math. That's one full cord. So with 2 of these, with a couple on the end or some posts, whichever way you want to do it. I've been doing it now with a pallet on end stood up as the kind of the divider. Basically, each one of those sections gives me a full cord. And as I said in a previous video, I'm at least partially going to be going back to stacking in the new wood yard. And just to recap those reasons, I'm not getting away from the bins totally. Bins are a very good time saver on the front end, at least while you're processing, and I'm still going to use that for boiler wood, for pine, for either, because those two things, boiler wood doesn't always stack well. Pine, because of the lower price you can get for it, I need to shave time as much as possible, because time is money. But my higher grade woods, I've built into my prices, figuring on stacking it. And really what I found last year, where I was doing everything out of the bins, it saved me a ton of time on the front end, but it ends up adding time and frustration on the back end, particularly in sub-zero weather, having to pick through, because when you just dump into the bin, you've got all the slash and anything else, say the small undesirable pieces, they all get mixed in there, so you're having to pick through it. At times, like last year, it was below zero and people want wood, and I'm picking through that, and that was in below zero. That was after an ice storm, so I'm having to beat this apart and pick through, and it was kind of a nightmare on the back end. And I guess I'm gonna try this year, seeing what the difference is if I lose that time on the front end, if it saves me time in the weather that's less desirable than it is right now. So anyway, back to these pallets. These are pine, so they're not oak, they're not some of the woods that they're going to be long lasting, which really doesn't bother me too much, because I have, at least for now, have a constant supply of them. So if these rot out, they go bad, they whatever, they just get replaced with another one. Because I'm able to, I think right now what we've got it set at is I get, again, 60 a month. That's quite a lot of them. So, but what's nice about these is they're a heavier constructed pallet. Again, they're 48 by 48, and they use 2x4s for down the sides, or down the sides and middle, and then the top and bottom boards, they're pretty much the size of a 1x6. So very sturdy, very easy to arrange. They're just a great pallet, and the price is even better because it cost me a trip down the road to less than a half hour down the road. So anyway, I'm gonna get the Branson fired up. We're gonna go out and get the forks, and then we're gonna start moving these, get them unloaded, and we're gonna move them straight out to the Outback Woodyard. So stay tuned. got the first couple stacks over there, and now we run into the ones that are farther forward on the trailer. My forks aren't long enough to get up there, and I'm not gonna. I could do this one of two ways. I could either get the ramps out and drive up in there and get them, which isn't a bad plan. Or I could tilt the dump trailer and see if they'll just, if I partially tilt it, if they'll just kind of slide down nicely without dumping. So I think what I'm going to try is, at least for this first one, let's give it a shot of just tilting this, tilting the trailer up and seeing if these will slide down. Well, it would appear getting a little greedy got the best of me on that. Yeah, they couldn't catch it in time. I thought it was pretty slick the first time. I slid down and they were starting to move, and I lowered down and put the brakes on. But unfortunately, I missed on the second attempt. So now I've got a bunch of pallets laying here like this. But it is what it is. They're mostly out of the trailer. There is part of them that stayed in there, so that's good. But now I'm gonna have to take some time and restack these. I'm not gonna bore you with watching that, so I'll be back. All right, so I got them restacked. I put them in stacks. There's 3 stacks of 8 and then 1 of 6. That seems to work pretty good for hauling them out there and not being too tippy. So we're gonna get fired back up, get these out there. They call it a wrap. Well, there you have it, guys. Everything, all those pallets are out. They're out to the Outback Woodyard, courtesy of the Branson 2515 and the Griffin GT 714 dump trailer. So we got a whole new load of pallets ready to make place to stack wood, and that's what I'm gonna get to doing. So that's gonna do it for me today, guys. If you like what you saw, if you want more information on Branson tractors, which are now owned by TYM, or for Griffin dump trailers, give my friends at United Truck Sales a shout. I'll put their phone number and their website down at the bottom of this, and you can get a hold of them. Until next time, everyone, from all of us here at the Beavertown Compound and Beavertown Outdoors, take care of each other, be good, stay safe, and I'm out.